Greetings, everyone. I was very fortunate to witness so many people come together for a common cause and to exercise their First Amendment rights in a lawful and peaceful gathering at the I Can't Breathe rally in solidarity with George Floyd, who was murdered by former officer Derek Chauvin and assisted by 3 other officers, mind you. Many speakers expressed their frustrations over this and other unnecessary killings by police officers. I have been very fortunate in the past to have been on the scene and an eyewitness to other protests around the country for similar reasons, such as in 2014 in Ferguson, Missouri, following the no indictment of Darren Wilson for killing Michael Brown. Also in 2017 in St. Louis, Missouri, following the acquittal of Jason Stockley for the killing of Anthony Lamar Smith, and in 2017 in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, at the failed White Lives Matter protests. These experiences taught me quite a few things about protests in the 21st century. You have rally protests and you have marching protests. Sometimes they are with the same organizer, and sometimes they are 2 separate organizers. You have better control at a rally protest than you do a marching protest. I have learned that whenever there is a call to protest, there will be several types of people to show up to these protests. First, you have the organizers and those who are members and supporters of the organizers' calls for protests. These people want to be heard, and they want legitimate change for real issues. Next, you have what I call looky-loos. They show up to see what's all the fuss is about. Some just want to be witness to history being made, and some are also your academic types, studying the people and their causes. Next, you have fringe groups. These groups are there under the guise of support, but they are there to have their own protests, which have nothing to do with the original protests, and they are there to disrupt the original protests and get attention for their disruption. You also have provocateurs, agitators, and gaslighters. They are there to tear some shit up for whatever reason, be it political, social, cultural, racial. They are there to cause havoc and confusion by way of destruction. And lastly, you have the opportunists. They are there for some free stuff or shits and giggles. They don't care about the cause or other groups, for mind you. But they will work with the fringe groups in order to get something out of it. See, these are your looters and your rioters. Here's a message to the organizers. If you want your cause and your voice to be heard and understood to those you're talking to, then you have to protect yourself. You and your cause, okay? Your title is organizer. Therefore, you should be organized throughout the display from start to finish. If you're not incorporating risk management into your protests, then you are allowing others to include your opposition and your enemies to encroach and overtake your cause. Separate yourself from your enemies and your opposition because they are hard at work trying to keep your voice unheard or discarded. Thank you for your time, and I hope I was able to help. Peace or victory.